If you want to invest in real estate or purchase your first home, you may have heard of debt to income ratio. Here in this video, we are going to explain debt to income ratio so that you can move forward with your home buying process. This video that I'm about to show you is part of my first time home buying course. This is absolutely free. There is a link below where you can sign up for that course, and it has A to Z, everything you need to know with purchasing a home, and clips that you can click on at your convenience. There's also an audio available. So I hope that you'll join me on that course, and let's take a look at the debt to income ratio. So when a lender is looking at your income, they are looking very strongly at your debt to income ratio. You're going to hear that a lot. DTI, debt to income ratio. This is your monthly debt payment divided by your gross monthly payment. You take that number and times it by 100. Now, most lenders want to see your debt to income ratio under 43%. This can vary depending on who you're getting the loan with. So with me, I'm with GFS Home Loan. We can do a debt to income ratio up to 56% for an FHA. And a conventional debt to income can be up to 45%. If you're wondering how do you figure out your debt to income ratio, we're going to go over it now. If you don't want to see this part, you don't want to hear the math, just skip over this. But let's quickly go over a scenario to explain how you can find out your own debt to income ratio. First, let's go over what is included in the debt part. So when a lender's looking at the debt, they are going to be looking at any car payments that they see on your credit report, any child support, alimony. If you have mortgages, so if this isn't your first home, you have other homes that you own, they're going to be doing a percentage of that payment. And if you've co-signed on anything, then that's also going to go towards the debt that you owe, because if that other person stops paying, you're liable to, pay that debt. They also look at credit card minimum balance. So if you have a $10,000 credit card balance but a $300 credit card payment, then they're going to take into account that $300 payment. They are also going to take into account school loans. So if you have a fully amortized loan and you're paying it monthly, they'll take that monthly payment. But let's say you haven't started paying off your school loans, or you have that loan deferred, so there's no payments being made on that. So with an FHA or VA, they're going to take that loan balance you have on the school loan, and they're going to times that by 0.05%, and that will be the monthly amount that they'll put towards your debt. And with a conventional loan, they'll take your full amount and times it by 1%, and they will put that towards your debt. If you had a $10,000 loan amount, school loan amount, on a conventional, that would be a $100 debt payment that they would include on a conventional. So before we do our example, let's go over what is not included in these debt payments. So when you're calculating this, you do not have to put, your food cost, your current rent that you're paying right now, you wouldn't put that down. You wouldn't put your health insurance costs. So those other things, you don't have your clothing costs. You don't have to add that into the debt that they're going to be accounting for. Also, if you're receiving alimony, receiving social security or child support, then that's going to be put in as your income, right? Not on your debt. So if you're paying it, you're going to have to put it on the debt line. If you're receiving it, you can put it into your income. So then you're going to take your gross income, so your yearly income before they take out taxes and all these things, because everyone's different. They just take, before they take anything out, that amount you get, and you're going to divide it by 12. And that is your gross monthly income. So let's go over an example together. Let's say you have a salary of $75,000. You're going to divide that by 12 to get your gross monthly income, which will be $6,250 a month. Now let's say your car payment is $300 a month. So put that down on your debt list. So we're going to add up all of your debts. Now let's say you have a $10,000 school loan and you have deferred payments. So we're going to times that by 0.05, and that's going to be $50 a month that they are going to put towards your debt payments. Now let's say you have a credit card minimum monthly balance of $80 a month. So that's your monthly payment, sorry, not balance. And now we're going to add those all together. So when you add $350 plus $50 plus $80, you get $480. So that is our monthly debt payments. Now we need to divide that by our gross monthly income, which we had of $6,250. That will equal 0.076. When we times that by 100, that means that you have 7.6 is your percentage of debt to income ratio right now before we put your housing expenses into that. So when we think that most lenders want to see under 43% of debt to income ratio, what we're going to do is take your monthly income of $6,250 in this example, we're going to times that by 0.43, so by 43%. And that is going to give you $2,687.50. So that's the total amount that they want to see with all of your debts included, including your housing costs. So you basically take that number we just said, and you're going to minus the $480, all those debt payments you had. And so you've got $2,687.50 minus 480 gives you a grand total of $2,207.50. So that's how much you can afford for your mortgage payment, which includes your principal, your interest, your insurance, and your taxes. So that's going to include all of those, including an HOA if you're going to have that. So once you know the location that you want to buy, there's a general idea of what those taxes will be. If you're going to go for a condo or townhome, it's very standard to have HOAs, so it just kind of gives you an idea of what you can afford. Now remember, this debt to income ratio of 43% is just very general, and so it's going to depend on your lender and who's helping you with the loan of what their percentages are that they will do for debt to income ratios. You also do not have to figure this out on your own. You can speak to a mortgage professional, give them all of the details, and they can run that scenario for you. So once you have this mortgage payment, so in this example, we had $2,207.50. You're going to want to go ahead and find a mortgage calculator. You can even go to the popular Zillow.com, look at a home, and it will give you a mortgage calculator. And then, you're just going to put in the taxes and the different items, to the best that you can. And then it will tell you what home price you can afford. And this is just to give you a general idea of what you can afford. So just remember, you can always reach out to a mortgage professional and have them run more concrete numbers for you. So just to recap with income, you want 2 years of steady employment. You do not want any gaps, and you want those tax returns completed to help you get that loan on the income part. Thank you for joining me. Like I said in the beginning, click that link below to get this full course.